Welcome back to another episode in the meal prep series. Today we're going to be making a classic beef stroganoff. This one's a super generous serving size for the amount of calories it has, as well as being super creamy. As usual, I'll put the calories and the macros on the screen before I start. Let's go! Before you start preparing the vegetables, grab a pot, fill halfway with water and place on the stove to boil, ready for the egg noodles later. Now let's start preparing the vegetables. You'll need one whole brown onion, which you'll cut in half, cut the stem end off, peel, slice one half horizontally once, then vertically a few times, and finally horizontally to dice. Place the onions in a bowl and set aside. One garlic clove, which you'll lightly smash with the side of your knife blade, cut each end off, peel, and finally dice by slicing and then running your knife through the garlic a few times. The last vegetable you'll need is 200 grams of mushrooms. I've used cut mushrooms, but you can use whatever you can get your hands on. I cut the end of the stem off as it was a bit tough and then slice the mushrooms into 4 to 5 millimeter thick pieces. Place the mushrooms in a bowl and set aside. For the beef in the dish, I'll be using 750 grams of whole rump steak, which I'll slice into thin strips. You can use whatever cut of beef is available to you or even minced beef. If you are using rump steak, trim off any excess fat, cut into manageable sized pieces, and then slice it into 3 to 4 millimeter thick strips with a length of 4 to 5 centimeters. Place the beef in a bowl and set aside. Before we start cooking, place 250 grams of egg noodles into the pot of boiling water and cook until al dente, about 8 to 10 minutes. Now let's cook the beef stroganoff. Grab a large fry pan, place over high, lightly oil and allow to heat. You want to get the pan extremely hot so the steak develops some colour to add extra flavour to the dish. I'll also cook the steak in 2 separate batches to avoid overcrowding the pan. Cook for approximately 2 minutes on the first side and then flip and cook for another minute for a medium rare finish. If you like to ruin your steak, you can keep cooking until your desired doneness. Once both batches have been cooked, turn the pan to medium, lightly oil and add the onion and mushrooms to the pan. Cook down until they begin to soften and release their water, about 4 to 5 minutes. Add the garlic to the pan, cook for 1 minute and add 50 grams of butter, which will melt down, followed by 50 grams of all-purpose flour. Mix everything together and cook the flour for 30 seconds. Add 500 milliliters of chicken stock and continually stir until the mixture begins to thicken and is homogeneous, about 1 to 2 minutes. Now add 100 grams of light sour cream, 8 grams of Dijon mustard and 1 teaspoon of salt. You'll also add back into the pan any excess beef juice that has pooled in the bowl with the meat. This is so it can reduce down with the mixture before we add the beef back right as the stroganoff is finished. While the sauce reduces, check if the egg noodles have finished cooking and drain, setting aside ready to add once the sauce is reduced. Allow the mixture to reduce for a further 1 to 2 minutes and taste for desired salt levels. Now add the noodles back to the pan and mix everything together, and finally turn the heat off and add the beef back to the pan and mix. Evenly divide the beef stroganoff over 5 containers, trying to ensure that all the components are evenly distributed. Optionally, garnish with some finely diced chives and you are done. Another 5 meals prepped for the week. Honestly, this one turned out better than I expected, with a whole heap of beef and creamy flavour and a generous portion size. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.